It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I want to know who you're rooting for. If you're going to go for the Cincinnati Bengals in today's big game, go ahead and type B. If you're rooting for the Los Angeles Rams, I want you to go ahead and type R. If you don't care who wins, go ahead and give me a BR. Coming up here on today's show, we're going to get into the latest Saints news and rumors. We're going to talk about trades, the 2022 NFL Draft, and free agency. Now, the first thing that we're going to be breaking down here on today's show is what's the latest going on with Michael Thomas. Does he want to be traded? Is he going to remain on the team? We'll break all that down for you. Then we got some must-grab draft targets we'll talk about, Terron Armstead as well. But let's first talk about Thomas, who the Saints are not expected to trade Thomas. At least that's the latest buzz circulating right now around the National Football League. He missed most of the 2020 season, and he missed the entire 2021 season. Now, the Saints and Thomas apparently are on the same page finally, which is definitely encouraging words, because in the middle of that 2020 season, Thomas wasn't playing, obviously got banged up. Then people were wondering why the heck he waited until like June to have his surgery. Old head coach Sean Payton, still says weird to say it, expressed his frustrations with Thomas and his ability to try to go out and get healthy. And there was one time where I would have sat up here and said, Thomas might be the best receiver in all of football. 2019, he had 149 catches. But of late, he's absolutely been a major headache. But here's what NFL Network's Ian Rapopor had to say on Michael Thomas. It seems the curiosity and saga surrounding Michael Thomas, the Saints standout receiver, is coming to a close in a positive way for all parties. He spent considerable time in New York after another setback with his ankle, getting weekly treatments. That's where he has been really since the regular season ended. He is back in New Orleans now and has been communicating with the team. Obviously, very good to hear, because not only is he a good player, but anytime you invest a lot of money in a guy, you hope he's out there on the field, on top of the situation that New Orleans sees themselves in, where they got minus $76 million, ranked dead last in terms of projected salary cap space entering the offseason. He currently accounts for $24.7 million on the cap. Now, before June 1st, that decreases to $22.7. If he is, let's say, traded or cut before June 1st, it goes down to $22.7, and then after June 1st, $15.8 million in overall savings. So basically, if the Saints decide to trade him, if Thomas demands a trade, or if another team wants to go out and get him, it's more than likely going to happen after June 1st. But when you look at the latest reports, it seems like he's going to be in New Orleans. Now, I know there's a lot of Saints fans out there that have been frustrated. Actually, a lot of my really good friends are big-time Saints fans. In fact, Producer Trace, also a Saints fan. And, I get it. Thomas has been an absolute roller coaster. He's been a headache. He's been a lot of other adjectives, too, that I'm sure you could throw out there. But deep down, you know that this football team is better with 13 on the field and fully healthy. So if you're excited to have Michael Thomas back, I want you to go ahead and spam 13 down in the comments. Now, when you look at some numbers, from the first 4 years coming into the league, nobody's put up better numbers than Thomas, and I get it. People have called him Slant Boy. I have actually come on here and said that, I really think Drew Brees in that system was the biggest reason why his numbers are the way they are, and I will stand by that. I don't see Thomas as being a 149, 125 reception type of receiver with any other quarterback besides Brees, who, let's face it, was near the end of his career, but he's absolutely a guy near 100 catches, 90 catches, 80 catches per year, and that's what you're hoping that you're going to get, because realistically, you can't be looking at the 2019 numbers where you won Offensive Player of the Year. I think to go back and think, okay, what type of receiver are the Saints going to get in 2022 if he's able to play? Somewhere around your 2017, 2016 type of numbers. Now, there's no doubt about it. New Orleans, they need all the help they can get at the receiver position, which one of the biggest needs in the draft, free agency, it's absolutely receiver. So when I saw a lot of these reports out here saying, all right, maybe the Saints want to potentially move on from Thomas or maybe not have him around, I was a little bit surprised. But the great news is, hey, who's going to be throwing the football? Because that's probably the real news. I know that you have Ian Book. He's not going to be the answer. Sorry if you want to go ahead and bring back Jameis Winston. He might be your best option in free agency. I don't believe in Taysom Hill. I don't really believe in any of the other quarterbacks for the New Orleans Saints. Now, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and do so. I do want to say thank you to already the 3,500 subs we have on this YouTube channel. And for those of you that aren't subscribed, please hit that sub button, turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. If you are a subscriber of the show, I'm going to make you guys a deal. The first 10 people to type S, I'm going to make Trace do this. So the first 10 people that type S, you're going to get a shout out on a future show. Let's now roll into the latest draft rumors here circulating around the New Orleans Saints. Bleacher Report, they released an article titled, "The One Prospect Every NFL Team Needs to Grab in the 2022 Draft." According to them, the Saints need to go out and get wide receiver from Penn State, Jahan Dotson. Now, there's no doubt about it. We just spoke in lengths about Saints need wide receivers, the Saints need more skill position players, they need X, Y, Z. I personally love Jahan Dotson. He's one of my favorite receivers in this class. I believe he's going to go in the first round. I actually know a few people that know him very well growing up in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. That's like an hour from my hometown. But Dotson to me was 61 grabs, 1,182 yards, 12 touchdowns. Very, very impressive stats this past season with the Nittany Lions. Now, when you look at the Saints wide receiver depth chart, if you have Thomas as your true one, you can then insert Dotson as your number 2. I was impressed from what I saw from Callaway in limited reps this year. Deonta Harris, I actually think that they could end up bringing him back. I was very disappointed in Traquan Smith, the receiver out of UCF. Personally, I wouldn't bring him back, but if you absolutely need to on a cheap deal, could be something to think about. When you consider Dotson, though, his explosiveness, his ability to just run really, really clean routes and his footwork, I would be interested to see how the New Orleans Saints incorporate him into the offense, because you know a lot of the concentration is going to be on Thomas, and there's a lot of really talented receivers out there. And in fact, he's my number 6th ranked receiver in this year's draft class. Now, here are some other names to just keep in mind. Personally, I'm a big Drake London fan, another guy that we could have threw up here on the board. But Trace was like, dude, I'm telling you, these are the top 5 receivers for the New Orleans Saints. So I was like, all right, Trace. So you got Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, Treylon Burks, Chris Olave, and then Jahan Dotson. If you want somebody that can bring a little bit of versatility to your offense, that's what he's going to be able to do. You know how the Chiefs incorporate Tyreek Hill in their offense, moving them all over the football field, just trying to get better reads for the quarterback? That's how you could try to use him. He absolutely has that big play ability. When you look at the numbers of 92 catches, you might not see it, but that's more to do with the Penn State quarterback play. And then a mismatch everywhere on the field. He can play inside. He can play outside. He's going to be one of these dudes you go back and look at it like he might be the best 1B receiver in this year's draft. So who is your top wide receiver target in the 2022 NFL draft? Obviously, the Saints, they have that early first-round pick. Could they go wide receiver? Could they go another route at number 18 overall? So who is your top wide receiver draft target for the Saints? Now, since today is the big game between the Rams and between the Cincinnati Bengals, if you guys haven't already put your money where your mouth is, go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Chat125, that's going to get you the 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? It means if you put down $100, you get $125 for free. Put down $200, get $250 for free. You're going to actually put down up to $500, get $625 for free. If you're watching this halfway through the Super Bowl, you can bet on the second half. You can bet on what type of Gatorade. You can bet on all sorts of props. Like, there's hundreds of props around this game. If you just want to bet on the over-under, it's 48.5. If you want to bet on the Rams covering or the Bengals covering, right now that's at 4.5. Remember, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Chat125. That's going to get you the best deal on the internet. The final story that we're going to talk about here is Terron Armstead, and there might not be another Saints player that I respect more than Armstead and everything he has done, not only for the city of New Orleans, but also for this football team. And there's a report out there that New Orleans could end up just leaving him go and letting him test free agency. It's not that they want to do that, but at the end of the day, you have to look at your overall football team, and you have to look at your salary cap situation. He's coming off an average of $13 million a year. Remember, he signed that 5-year, $65 million deal a few years ago. And from what it sounds like, he could command $24.9 million. For some of you being like, what? This guy's 30 years old. There's no way he's going to get that. Terron Armstead should go out and thank Trent Williams, who got a 5-year extension at 33 years old and has been one of the best left tackles in the National Football League for the 49ers. So the fact that he did it, and if Armstead can prove that he can stay healthy, he's going to get $24, $25 million, no doubt about it. Now, not having Armstead on your left side of your offensive line obviously is drastically going to hurt, because when fully healthy, you can make the argument he could be the best left tackle in all of football. When I look at all the players in free agency, the only guy that I have ranked higher than Armstead is actually, in fact, Devontae Adams. So he is the top offensive line tackle. There's going to be plenty of teams out there, but the biggest reason why Armstead's not coming back, it's the money. When you're $76 million in the hole, let me say that again, $76 million in the hole, it makes it really, really tough to be able to justify going out and giving a guy who's 30 years old a contract extension. I mean, you got to face it. You're building for the future at this point with new head coach Dennis Allen. Now, injuries and age absolutely caught up with him, and that's the other aspect of this. Are you going to invest your money in a player who is older, has been banged up, and where you can't guarantee, and I get it, you can't guarantee a lot of things in life and even in football, but I can guarantee if Father Time's going to win, and let's just say Armstead's got 2-3 years left, he might not even have that. I do appreciate everything that he has done for the Saints team. If I have to make a video about them bringing him back, I'm more than happy to go ahead and do it. It would be an absolute slam dunk if they could work on a contract that makes sense for all sides, though I do not see it happening. So I appreciate everyone watching Saints Now. If you want a shout out on the next video, I want you to go ahead and tell us your favorite soda. I don't know about you. I might be drinking a few other drinks during the Super Bowl, but if you're under 21, if you're over 21 and you want to drink on some beer, let me know what your favorite type of soda is. And remember, if you're also subscribed, we're going to be giving some shout outs.